recording. Okay, hello, how are you? Welcome to this shop one more time. And here's that bridge again. So I wanted to do a part two on this. How the hell am I gonna fit a sliver of wood? Like, that's one thing when you got the sliver of wood, when it just ripped off, you could just glue sometimes, get away with just gluing the ripple back on, the rip back on, if it hasn't been, if you don't play with it too much. But here the thing is, like, the piece is entirely missing. I've never seen it. So, okay, so how am I going to do that? Okay, I'm glad you asked. All right, right on. I got this rasp. That's how. So, because rasp is going to guarantee flat, and when we were gluing flat, I'm going to add my own piece, whether it's going to be ebony or wench or red or blue or yellow. I didn't even decide yet. But what I know is going to happen, what I have to do is make the wedge, or the area that is ripped, I have to make it flat. So here's the motion, and I think if that's doable or seeable on the camera, I'll go like this. You can already start to see the mirror, like the glass effect. Like, that's the nice thing about the metal rasp, is it will give you this nice kind of like mirror kind of residue of metal and of cuttings from the metal, and so it shows you where it might be flat or not flat. And I'm seeing where there's like maybe one, two, three, four, five, not too many places to make flat. Like, in other words, there's enough flatness there already that I could probably get away with uh, with gluing something, and the gaps would end up being filled in. But here that would be with just if I was in a hurry or something. And but here I want to care for this a little more, resonation style. I want to make sure there's no gaps at all, and so whatever piece I add, there's not going to be fillings of any sort. But yeah, nowadays you have these fiberglass bows, and you got fiberglass this and fiberglass that. And what's happening is we have a compound out there that actually, resembles music wood. Yeah. So, anyways, the cyanoacrylate, uh, what would I call that chemistry of that? My own uh, my own formula would be I've shown in videos before, this crazy glue, and some magic powder. So this is Manon Gilles glue trick. So you can fill in a crack with crazy glue and slightly sand on top of it, or sprinkle magic powder on top, and slightly sand, and those grooves are filled in with. It's sort of like an instant plastic, and it's a form of plastic that I remember Gilles saying wouldn't nuire aux vibrations. So in French, how could I say it in English? It wouldn't it would not make nuisance of the sound. So cyanoacrylate is sound friendly, I guess, is the other way Manon Gilles was saying. So I won't use too much cyanoacrylate and magic powder, because then it's meant to just for slight uh, for fillings and stuff. So, but here I'm not filling. Here it's going to be cyanoacrylate smack on, bang on, flat onto flat, and or I might use wood glue, you know. But I like to test this Gorilla Glue because it's a new thing on the market, and I don't know. I know I've shown it before. This one, it's a cyanoacrylate gel, And it doesn't, like normally crazy glue, just snap your fingers, it's glued. The gel gives you a little moment to work your piece into the right place. And then even with a clamp, you can even clamp using this, and it's even like, I'm learning that this is a very impressive new technology, or maybe it's old technology, who knows. But we used to use, the any kind of industrial cyanide acrylic that Jill could get from the United States. We would use that, and or that crazy glue stuff you buy at the Canadian Tire. And anyways, now you get this stuff, and with all this new stuff, there's the JB Weld stuff I showed in one of my videos, and then there's the Gorilla Glue. So the Gorilla Glue I'm gonna try on for, you know, this is my own classical guitar, and I'm trusting the bonding of the cyanide acrylic is going to be so subtle of a layer that we're talking lamination here. And these days, like, you have laminated, it wouldn't take away from the vibration much more than the lamination that goes on a pick guard, or the lamination that goes on the guitar guard. There's the rim guard, or the purfling that goes around the guitar. I can't imagine the cyanide acrylic from this chip, even though it is from the most important part of the is the bridge, eh? So the contact, your strings are going to be contacted onto a bridge, sort of like this. I made one. This is an old one, but it's the size of a bridge. So I have this piece to help me, see the angle of how big of a piece am I actually going to cut and glue onto here. It's going to be about that tall, yeah. So we're looking at a sliver, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 inch, 3.5 inch sliver, and it's almost flat here, but there's a rim here. So I'm trying to decide whether to go and match the rim, or leave it because there's some original wood there. And so I would be sort of like having to carve in like this. And so the matching piece would then be very complicated to make, actually. But because it's my guitar, I think, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. So I just made this film here as a something I can edit into my other films, to show how I'm going to proceed with this. So anyways, that was the first step, was taking out the rasp to make sure I got a nice lengthy uniform flat surface to glue onto. I got these smaller files too that I can go back, and because there's a limit on what you can do with glue, what you can do with the glue, with the rasp glue, and there's only so much you could do. And so when you pick up a little bit smaller rasp, then you can get into tighter places, a little bit smaller places. So here I was considering that the sliver could actually go from the end here, would be 1/8 of an inch to about 3/8, so or maybe 3/16 to 5/16, something like that. Or I'll just go ahead and rasp this to the 3, and I'll just slap a 3/16 to 3/16, make it easy. It's probably what I'll do. Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be a clip for now.